watch this movie, I can't help recalling the other movie called If You Need Me. Also star Sunny. Both are like identical twins, no? I mean, they are so similar in theme, and yet so very different in execution, in structuring. One is like quiet, subtle, and this one is like so action-packed, leave nothing to the imagination. So I'm saying like, James, is this your split personality of you, you know? Like, you can be, when you're arty indie, you are very arty indie. When you're commercial, you are very commercial. So actually your approach now, as you were saying, talking earlier, like, are you going really into this mainstream thing, and are you abandoning your early roots now? And also a second question for Sunny is that, since you have the luck to act in both of these films, I believe your experiences in both these films are very different. Can you tell us what's the differences?
I just finished a new film early this year. Post-production. It's an independent film. Yeah, it's what I used to do. I mean, Philip have just seen it, but I haven't got. I mean, I still make films on my own. You know, I try to get grants and funded it on my own. And now with DSLR, it's more convenient. I haven't left my so-called route yet. You know, because for me that part is very important, because that's why the whole reason why I make film in the first place. It was because of those small experimental films and arty films that I enjoy making. You know, and Call Will Need Me was actually a test, you know, a test process to see if I can work with Sunny. You know, it's like a test drive. You know, even though it's a different film, because I think it was important, because the way I met him, I think I've told people in SIFF last year, when 2 years ago, when I was doing coffee, I met him on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. Because I saw him and I just Facebook him and say, hey, I'm from Malaysia, you know, I make indie films. Are you interested in working with me? And he was like kind of cool, like, oh, okay. It was kind of, because usually as a director, I think the rapport between the actor and the director is very important. You know, I think it was basically I was not. I wanted to kind of like work with him first as an actor before I kind of like say let's move on to a bigger film, because I think it's more complicated to pull off something like this. You know, because you've got investors, producers, and everything in mind, and budget, compared to when I'm making an indie film, because it is small budget. You know, I get everything under control. So I use that as a place to kind of like work with Sunny and see how cool is he. You know, is he like some like, you know, big snobbish kung fu guy, like, hey, I can't do that, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do this, I need my trailer and all this thing. But he was not, you know, it was quite humble. We spent 2 weeks in KL shooting Call If You Need Me, you know, really low budget stuff, shot on mini DV. And after that, I think I was comfortable enough to work with Sunny. But I think, personally, I think Sunny is usually very comfortable to work with anybody, you know. With any director, any stuntman, and I know stuntman is very territorial. Stuntman, you know, because most of the stunt people in the film is from Malaysia, and there will be always a very territorial problem when you have an actor or stunt person from another country coming in. And I guess it was so tested, and it was so great because everybody back in Malaysia found him very cool. You know, they kind of like him very much. I was like, thank God they didn't fight on set. You know? Yeah, stunt people, especially in Asia, are all very rough and tough, you know. And if they don't like an actor, or they'll kind of like they'll do bad things, or they don't want to work and all this stuff. But I was glad that he kind of like comes in and fit in very well. And
he's very adaptable.
Yes, it's very.
That's why I think a lot of Southeast Asian director is going after him.
Well, for me it's very simple, because the working environments is completely somewhat. I'm easygoing person, because I feel that film for me as a foreground for me to like, it's just like a playground to me. I love this whole playground, and I love what I do as well, to express myself and to live life every moment out of it, because I don't know, I just feel very comfortable when I'm in film set. It's just like, wow, it's time for me to play. It's just like, remember when you're young, when you're a little kid, When you go into a playground, you just throw away your slipper and run on the sand. That's how I felt. And I don't find it point to have an egoistic, to boost up and say, hey, I'm the A-list, the man, you know, which I see a lot in local and some from overseas, where they tend to put this A-list crap. I'll just say, okay, thank you very much. Behind, I'll just say, you know, it always happens, but it's pointless because before I do all this feature film or films, I used to be a so-called TV station, a D-list actor, part-time. The D-list from TV station, D-list. So from D-list, somehow I've been upgraded to stuntman. And I worked through all this crew stuff before, and I know how hard it is for the crew, people to pull it off, and you know the time they spend. For us, and as an actor, we sit back, even though we relax, we're working something, scenes of it, try to find out the correct way to say lines or act it out in the scenario. So, but then again, it's very comfortable. But then on the other side, you have to respect all the crews around you. You know, I mean, they are human too. Why would you want to put up an attitude? You know, which down here I figure out that there are some really good ones, but there's a lot of bad ones because we have more celebrities than actors. You know what I mean? We have more celebrities. It's just like a poster of a magazine, and that's it. The lifespan I give you 2 years or 3 years at max, and that's it. Bye bye to you. You know, and it's all this influence because as an actor, I like to blend in because I like to feel comfortable in a way that people I can mingle around. And I don't like to say that, hey, give me this cup of tea or whatever. No. I say, where's the tea I can get myself? I feel that at home. I don't feel uncomfortable. And when I perform, it is just letting go or whatever he asks me to. And I mean, there are certain set, of course, you go into, like recently I went to Vietnam to shoot a feature film, which I'm going back at the year and month end again. It's completely the same thing. They will size you up, they'll look at you, they don't say something about Vietnam, I don't understand, but they give you an eye, but they look at you this way, like a real communist. Say, hey, you know, I don't want to join your group, you know, I'm from Singapore. You know, but then again, after that, I just, you know, I don't demand things. I go on to my own business, I read the script, and I greet them, and they smile, and yeah, it's easy going. Then they ask me, when am I coming back? So, it's, as an actor, you have to project a certain image, a positive image, so that to link it up, so the project will move in, give the energy, a positive energy, not something that you think you are, but you will never be. That's how I feel.
Hi, James, Sunny.
Hi.
Congratulations. James, I was wondering if you could talk briefly about how you directed the action scenes. You mentioned just now about how you knew that the throat you're going to cut. So, was it? Did you see the shots in your head and so on?
No. Okay. Actually, we have 10 days rehearsals prior to the shoot, which I think which is the first time in Malaysia. In Malaysia, the way we shoot films, whether it's Malay or Chinese film, when I talk about action, they'll do it on set. You know, they'll come in and the choreographer will say, okay, let's do this, and then the actors will watch. You know, it's really honky style. You know, so for Collector, I request from my producers to give me 10 days of rehearsals, you know, to get the budget ready for 10 days, because I think it's very important for the actors, first of all, the stunt and actors to get to know each other, because you're dealing with fighting. Okay, and because I come from a theatre background, so I always believe in rehearsals, no matter what, especially when you're dealing with action. So we got the 10 days, then we cut the budget from parts of the movie. You can see it's actually very low budget. we are like shooting for time. So the stunt choreographer and Sunny and the rest would choreograph the fight scene based on roughly how I tell them I would imagine the fight, you know, or what I want to see in the fight. So they'll choreograph, okay? They'll improvise, they'll play around, and then they'll shoot some footage. And I'll be on the training, the whole 10 days I'll be there, you know, watching them training and look at how they do it. And I just tweak it. It's been, when they give me this thing, I say, how about this, you know, can you do this, you know, can you do that, you know, can you jump up here and give me like, whatever. So I kind of like tweak, you know, because I think the great thing is before I shot Collector, I directed a dance theatre back in Malaysia. It's a dance drama. So I'm directing a bunch of dancers, a bunch of wonderful girl dancers. And Yeah, it was the same process because they improvised. I don't know anything about dance. I would watch. So I guess they give me an idea. I give them a parameter like what is it like, and they move. Then I kind of like tweak on that. And I think for action films it's the same. I basically I can't control everything because I'm not the expert. So I let it down to the stunt guys, the actors. They come up with the idea. So as this progress as we grow, I come in a bit and see if we can do that, or can we do this, or can I shoot it in slow motion. And another thing, we shot the rehearsals, like if we were shooting the whole film. So actually we have the cut already before we shoot. The stuntman brought a mini DV camera, and these days it's so affordable and so fast. So we just record their fights, different angles, and we'll cut and found which shot is usable and which shot we don't need to shoot. The idea was, if you look at it, the coverage is very little for this film because of the budget-wise. That's why we do the rehearsals, we film it, and when on set, when we shoot, we nail those scenes, the shots that we want. That's why I know that shot will cut into the next shot.